People with no degree, if you are making over 60K annually, how did you get there? Just been here a while. Guy that remodeled my bathroom said he makes around 130K a year, but that's all he does. He doesn't work year-round either. I'm in sales. High school dropout. Should make 125 this year. It took a lot longer than my friends and co-workers that started with a degree. Got into a trade-type job at 18 as a grunt cable runner and helper. Worked my way up to being a lead tech. Worked for a few different companies and learned more. Made connections, and finally after 20 years as a tech in the industry and in my 40s got an offer to be an IT manager. I took it and am presently 4 years in. Dropped out my senior year in HS and got my GED. I'm a letter carrier for the USPs with a GED making 70K before taxes. This is working 43 HAVD per week. Could make 90K, 100K if I were to sign up for 1012 overtime volunteer. But I value time with family more. Then you have benefits. 2 weeks sick leave. 5 weeks paid vacation. You start with 2 weeks and get more depending on years of service. 11 paid federal holidays, and a TSB 401K. Overall you have close to 100K if you add in all benefits. If you can get in as career, go for it. If it's non-career, you're in for a bad time for at minimum 2 years before you convert to regular PTF. On average, non-career carriers go career around 8 months to 1.5 years, depends on location. Tend bar at a popular spot. I'm a valet. Took home 76K after taxes last year. My mother was making over 100K with no degree before she retired. She worked as a contractor to the FAA, but had experience as an air traffic controller in the Air Force beforehand. Yet here I am, also a contractor to the FAA, with a college degree, making less than that like some kind of sucker. The trades. It's hard work and it's something you have to stick with. I'm not rich, but I make decent money and live relatively comfortably. I have a ton of IT experience and slowly moved up to better paying jobs over the last 25 years. I have a B.Tech diploma and that's it. Programming. Learned SQL then C. Most of my success comes from non-technical aspects of the job. Being able to communicate what changed to non-technical users, how to manage projects and teams well, etc. I make 92K, no degree, no college. Got into IT, just got a bunch of certifications and experience. Worked for 3 years at the front desk of a data center. There was a lot of downtime. I brought my laptop in and self-studied system administration and software development. Went from making 12 an hour to 6 figures. My husband made 90K last year as a welder in a fab shop, but averages 50 hours a week. He started out in a fab shop and learned skills. Honestly, it's about networking and spending 4-5 years being underpaid and getting your foot in the door. I went from 40-45K for 4 years to 85K in 6 months because of connections. Someone left and had an opening and was like, that blind man was one hell of a worker, and basically brought me over. Started working in IT for 19HR in 2015. Built up skills and learned how to market myself. Moved companies a couple times. At 45 HR now. If you're computer savvy, then you can study and take some certs for Geographic Information Systems (GIS), which, for entry-level positions in the profession, is largely just knowing which processes to run, which buttons to click, in which order. Salaries are typically 70K depending on your area. I started there. It led me to learning Python and database design, which led to many other things, including a current 200K salary. I think the field of GIS is a bit of a bubble at the moment, as the underlying concepts are just computer science fundamentals with geography layered in. But the field is trending and has been hiring well for 10 years, especially in government roles where pension may be a possibility. Took the HR block tax class. Spent a season working part-time with them, then used it to get my foot in the door at a tax firm. Did some free classes online combined with apprenticing under a CPA and managed to pass all 3 parts of the EA exam about a year later. Used that plus all the experience and connections I made to move to a more stable firm and land a job as a staff accountant, and have now been in the industry for a few years. Firms are so desperate for accountants right now, they will hire you on at 50K base and give massive raises if you stay. Like, I got a 15 raise after my first 6 months. Pro tip, 70 of all accounting tax work is just data entry. I have a friend no background in science, engineering or space, that simply went to a job fair late €0 in Houston and now trains astronauts going on spacewalks in a giant pool a full-sized replica of ISS. Sales. Find a field you're interested in and make note of the leaders in that field. Most companies have training programs to teach you the details and get you on your way.